As you're aware, I've been out of the country, somewhere in some part of African country, particularly South Africa, where I went to meet with President Zuma to discuss issues of educational development as it affects Rochas Foundation and Imo State education. But let me say that while I was there, I had read with keen interest the developments and happenings in our nation as regards to the issue of statements made by IPOB and subsequent reaction by the ROIUs and many people calling for support of one form or the other on this very particular statement. Well, I had wished that I never speak on this matter, and I never made any comment or any categorical comment, as most of my comments may be misconstrued, misrepresented, or misinterpreted. But let me therefore say to all of us here that the situation at hand is more serious to follow the convention that smart politicians must never speak on controversial issues. Therefore, I make bold to speak this afternoon and to address the people of this nation, particularly my people, the Igbos, and by extension, the Arewa people, the Hausas, on this very critical matter, if only to serve this nation and so to save the lives of our generations yet unborn. You may all recall that the issue of IPOD and Masol in the recent past have making headlines on our various media houses and especially the social media, with many people giving different interpretation to the reasons behind the IPOD and Masol. To some people, it is a group of some radical Igbo youths, young men and women who are calling for the sovereignty of the Biafran nation. And while to some other people, it is an agitation basically for personal recognition and personal aggrandizement for purpose of getting either political or personal patronage. And some other people, it is an imitation of what has happened in other geopolitical zones in agitation, and just to get power at the center or to form the government at the center as it's assumed to be the practices in the past. You may recall that most people believe that the Southwest became president of Federal Republic of Nigeria because of the agitation by the Duduwa group and the Yorubas over June 12th. And that brought President Obasanjo as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And some people argue that President Goodluck Jonathan came in as a president because of the agitation by the Niger Delta youth for issues of marginalization and control and resource control. And of recent, most of people also believe that President Muhammad Buhari came in as a president because of the agitation by the Boko Haram in the recent past. But let me say to you, even while that was going on, some of us, myself particularly, was accused of becoming Boko Haram because of my support for President Buhari's election. But that has been the speculations that has run our country and ruined our country in the time past. But let me also mention that for whatever is the reason for this agitation by different groups, whether right or wrong, I feel it is an event that has done this nation no good. But if you may recall, only a few months ago, I had pleaded and made requests for the release of Nnamdi Kanu from the prison, making excuses for him and his group as youthful exuberance, and I stated that further keeping him in prison will command for him unwarranted followership and popularity. And shortly after that, followed by the comment by the Southeast Governors Forum, Nnamdi Kanu was released. Only again to hear about this very controversial statement, and which was made last by the sit-at-home order by the IPOB. But let me correct also the impression that most people believe that the Southeast supported the sit-at-home order by IPOB. It is not true. What happened, and these are two factors that contributed to why it looks like there's a seemingly response for the sit-at-home order. One is that the sit-at-home order by IPOD came shortly a day after Democracy Day. And our people in their natural characteristics and behavior will want to enjoy holidays as much as they can be extended. Being the fact that this came on the 30th, made it then apparent that people would have loved to continue with that same holidays, and hence it looks like everybody enjoyed the sit-at-home order. And secondly, the traders had fear all over the country of not hoodlums taking advantage of the moment to destroy their goods and property. So it is not true that the sit-at-home order was purposely obeyed as a mark of support for IPOD. Those who sat at home was not as a support for IPOD, but either fear of being molested or also use that excuse to enjoy some extension of holidays. As all this may, let me correct also and present an Igbo man in a practical manner. An Igbo man is a peace-loving Nigerian who is found in all nooks and crannies of this nation. In fact, there's no place you go without finding an Igbo man, either building the bridges of friendship or cultivating brotherhood as they go. And whenever you find them, they are developing the land, contributing immensely to the political and economic development of those areas. I dare say that if you ask me who indeed is a practical and true Nigerian, an Igbo man stands out in this regard, because they are the only ones you can find in all nooks and crannies of this society. And they suffer the pains of the people and the joy of the people of wherever they are all found. But of recent, the impression given is that an Igbo man is a man that enjoys violence. Let me again put this succinctly clear that an Igbo man is not a troublesome man, and an Igbo man is not a man associated with violence. All he wants is to enjoy his commerce and do his trading and to feed himself and his families. But of recent, the happenings now tends to point out that an Igbo man who traveled 1,000 kilometers away from his home has gone there to look for trouble. This is not true. And again, let me inform all Nigerians that Igbos will remain peace-loving people and good Nigerians wherever we find. And if there's any group of people who have led their life and shed more blood for the unity of this country, that person is an Igbo man. So I want to dissociate Igbos from having this picture of troublesome or people seeking for trouble where it is not necessary. Therefore, at this mature time, let me again remind all Nigerians that the Igbos are the people that develop Lagos and major cities in this country. But, so Igbos have made more investment in other parts of this country than anyone else making an investment in Igbo land. I dare say there's no any meaningful investment by any ethnic group in this part of the world like the Igbos have shown in other parts of this country. Therefore, I think the statement by IPOD and subsequent statement by the Arewa group is nonsensical, is ill-informed, and it is not for the best interest of Ndim. Neither is it for the best interest of Nigerians. So I condemn its entirety, the statement of the IPOD and the reactions by the Arewa group. This group of people who have made this statement, both west from the north and from the southeast, are people who may not have seen the effect of civil war when Nigeria went into civil war. Therefore, I call every Igbo person to saturate themselves, and every northerner and every well-meaning Nigerian to saturate themselves from these comments accredited to this Arewa group and the Igbo group. Again, let me call for caution that for those of them also who are calling for support for IPOD, especially the non-Igbos who are continually calling for support, I want them to stop henceforth, because we don't need such support for now. Because I do know that when the chips are down, there will not be anywhere to be found. I think it is deceitful and inciting, and this is no longer a welcome development in this part of the world.